Hello, and welcome to Mustaches on Mustafar. I am joined by the very magnificently mustached Matt Cave.
Hello there.
How are you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. It was kind of a Monday of a Friday, but
Yeah,
it wasn't too bad. Um, it was your Friday,
it
a
was
good
my
Friday?
Friday. Actually, an actual Friday. My work my role at work recently changed, and I'm now
Mm-hmm.
on what my wife jokingly calls an actual person's schedule.
That's good.
I work Monday through Friday and basically 9 to 5. Haven't
Nice.
done that in probably over a decade.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it because I know a few people that work 60, 70 hours a week, and they don't do so well after a little while. But
Yeah.
to everyone watching, welcome to Mustaches on Mustafar. This is kind of going to be my main Friday show uh, for the month of Movember because we have mustaches. And let me switch to my fancy mustache cam.
There it
We
is.
have mustaches. Mine is I don't even know what I was doing with it today, but that's how it is. But
Still
for
looks
the month,
epic.
thank you, appreciate that. For the month of Movember, um, these are going to be just what they're called, mustaches on Mustafar. And then at the end of the month, on the 26th, we're having the Mustaches on Mustafar charity stream, and the charity that I went with is Give an Hour, and they provide mental health help for service members. So I've never served; I'm not a veteran, but the mental health aspect of it is something that I'm passionate about, and I would love to give back to people because a lot of times when you're dealing with that sort of stuff, you don't have people to talk to. And even the
Yeah.
people that you would normally talk to about stuff, if they haven't been through that sort of stuff, they can't really understand what it's like. And there's actually in one of my songs that I'm currently working on writing, there's a line that says, "Silence is better than a empty word filled with broken platitudes," or something like that. Basically, meaning it like, oh, it's you're gonna get through this. You just need to be patient. Like those things may be true, but sometimes that's not what people need to hear right in the moment. But anyway, Give an Hour is the charity that I've chosen, and it's through GoFundMe. So I'm not handling any of the money. I didn't want that responsibility. Um, so everything that you guys donate goes straight to Give an Hour, and that again will be on the 26th. The Mustaches on Mustafar charity stream. We're going to try to get as many people with mustaches as we can on that stream and just see what we can do. If we make $100, if we do $200, if we give $1,000, it doesn't really matter. Um, any little bit can help ultimately save someone's life in that type of charity. So that will
Absolutely.
be going on then. Oh, we got set music. I forgot to give some sips. Here's a sip for you.
Hey.
He provides the lo-fi music in the backgrounds of my songs.
Oh, nice.
And then we've got number one sci-fi. Here's a sip for you. And average. Here's a sip for you.
Hello there.
All right. You got anything coming up on your channel? And I regret to say I have not watched that Zelda video yet.
Oh, no worries, man.
I
It's all
keep
good.
forgetting.
I'll be
I keep
around.
forgetting.
I'm trying to get back to my roots of gaming. I just posted
Mm-hmm.
one about the original Star Wars arcade cabinet, which was one of my all-time favorites. And I actually got like taking that trip down memory lane was just awesome. So I'm trying to, before I dive into the next set of live streams with
Mm-hmm.
playing Obi-Wan on the Xbox, I want to do some like really like retro stuff. I want to do the things I truly grew up with and
Right.
make some, some short videos, nothing too crazy. I'll leave the longer stuff to the live streams for now. And for now, I want to just kind of put out some quality content that people can consume for
Mm-hmm.
5 to 10 minutes, like something But hey, I'm on break from work. Let me
Right.
watch a Matt Cave video.
And that's actually something that I've been trying to tell myself over and over again recently is it doesn't have to be a 15-20 minute edited video because that takes a lot of time, and I'm really happy with the results of those generally when I put that much effort into it. But it's not easy to do, and it's not sustainable doing 2 or 3 of those a week. That's
Yeah.
really hard to do, especially because each one of those may take 6 hours to edit. And if you're writing a script for it or an outline of things you want to talk about, and then filming it, and then finding the right time to upload it, because I'm doing everything off my phone, I can't just click a button and go to the store. But I have to keep telling myself, like, no, it's okay to have a 3-minute video. Like it's okay to have a 1-minute video. And I got to get back into making some more shorts because those were helping for a little while, and it's kind of stagnated a little bit. So we got Darth Mandalorian. Happy Friday. Here's this for you.
Friday.
Yeah, it is Friday.
Oh, go ahead, man. Sorry.
I was going to say it is Friday, and I love Fridays because I can drink a bunch of coffee right before I go to bed and not have to worry about being late for work in the morning.
There you go.
Oh, we also got Boundo Mike. Here's the zip for you. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, it's really weird actually calling this Friday for me. It's very strange. I've always for the longest time I've worked one of those like split schedules and everything, and now I'm like, the first thing that I thought of though when the schedule changed, I was like, oh, okay, how do I want to rework how I'm putting out content? I'm like, I've just gained time. And I'm like, obviously spend that time with family, and
right.
we get to actually hang out together and everything. But now it's like I have my evenings, I have all this time to work on this stuff. I'm like, what can I put out? So now I want to try to actually come up with a schedule for the channel, and that's something I've yet to have.
And a schedule is something that I've been considering, but with 2 daughters, I don't know if I can really commit to anything. And I'm trying to stick to the Monday night debrief and the Friday night show. But even that is hard because we're doing our animation Fridays. There might be stuff that I have to, like, it's hard to find a schedule when this isn't your full-time job. This is a hobby.
Yep.
And especially with, like I was saying, editing can take up a lot of time. That's, if I'm working 8, 9, 10 hours during the day and I come home, I only have 4 or 5 hours before I go to bed, usually.
Yep.
Am I going to use up every single hour just editing a video? It's hard to commit to that. And what Mandalorian is saying, YouTube is pushing shorts, so I need to do those. Yes. And it's crazy though, because trying to figure out what people are doing that is working is all part of figuring out the YouTube algorithm. And when you look at those shorts that YouTube recommends that have 5-10 million views or whatever, in the description, it's like 100 tags of, like random stuff. And so maybe that's the secret, is just in the description and all the tags just loaded up with everything.
Well, it's buzzwords that they're loading it up with. It's like with whatever's like, you're going to notice a lot of people are writing like Chris Pratt, for example, in their description when their video has nothing to do with him, but he's in the news. So it's like, and I'm like, and I thought about stuff like that. I was like, it seemed weird to me. I was like, I've put tags in my videos, but tags related to what my video was. Like for my Resident Evil ones, I would tag Raccoon City and stuff like that.
It feels disingenuous though.
Yes, that's
to put tags that aren't related to your video. Like, I'm not going to put, Marvel the Eternals or whatever in a Star Wars video, because for me, it just doesn't feel right, even if that's something that people are searching right then.
Yeah.
First 3 tags are the most important. And yes, and that's why I've been doing in the descriptions of my videos, because you can add tags after you upload the video in YouTube Studio, but in the description I put 3 hashtags. Like for my Boba Fett reaction, I put the Book of Boba Fett,
Mm-hmm.
Boba Fett, and trailer reaction, I think, or just reaction.
Okay.
The 3 hashtags. Because those are the ones that YouTube actually displays next to the title. The ones if you put them in the description, like
I
3
didn't realize
tags.
that.
Yeah, if you put 3 tags in the description, let me see if I can find.
Like at the beginning of the description, or just anywhere.
Just in the description at some point. Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let me try to share my screen. Chrome tab. Like if you can see right here,
Yeah.
like right by the title, it puts those 3 hashtags, and those are in the description right here.
Oh,
So that gets those to pop up right next to the title.
that's interesting. I gotta try that.
Yeah, it's
Because I
it
put them
works.
down where YouTube Studio says to put them, but they even have like a not a warning, but a thing that says it's like this doesn't necessarily do anything. I was like, oh
Mhm.
well, okay, why? Then why would I do this? But
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured is those 3 hashtags will work.
I'm gonna start
What is
doing
this?
that.
Hash brown.
Hash brown like Johnny Lawrence. Nice. It's fantastic. Dude, Cobra Disney Jedi, Cobra Kai coming next month,
I don't
right?
know anything about Cobra Kai.
Well, okay, let's start with this then, since we're going off on that tangent for a
Mhm.
brief moment. Have you seen The Karate Kid?
I've seen the original Karate Kid, the first one.
The first one. Okay.
Yes. And I saw the Will Smith's son one.
Yeah, that's an okay movie. It didn't have to be The
That's
Karate
all
Kid,
I've seen.
but yeah.
Each of
Okay.
those movies one time, that's it.
Do yourself the biggest favor.
Mm-hmm.
Rewatch the original Karate Kid, but also watch 2 and 3. They're not as good as the original, in my opinion,
Okay.
but they're worth watching. Then watch Cobra Kai, and what you experience is how to reboot a franchise the right way, with
Okay.
having full respect for the original material, but also build on it and bring new characters and everything without dumping on the original where it came from.
Okay. I might check it out just for that. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a very interesting thing.
You know what it is?
Like-
It's you're saying what I was typing. That's pretty funny. It's like the Karate Kid is like, it's a very innocent film.
Mm-hmm.
Cobra Kai is for the audience that grew up with it. It's like, okay, we were kids when we watched this, but now we're adults. So give me something a little more edgy. And that's what Cobra Kai is.
Uh-oh, speaking of edgy.
Oh, Commander on deck.
Edgy. Edgy.
I needed a segue. Show me that fantastic stash.
How are you guys?
Good, man.
Good.
Good.
Not as good as your stash, though.
Oh my god.
I like it. And what are you talking about? Matt K was the only one who's nice to you. I told you in the stream the other night that I loved your stash.
That's true. Actually,
It's coming in, man.
I've
forget.
had so much hate for this thing. My god.
Don't give in to the
I'm not
anger.
going to. No, I'm sticking with it. Are you kidding me? Come on.
And then you know what?
I
You
get
know what
people
that
all
stash
the
comes with? It comes with little combs and oils and conditioners that make it come in so nice. There are certain shampoos and conditioners you can put into that are going to make it come in thick.
Wow. Whoa, coffee. What camera is that? You looking crazy.
I know it's my DSLR. Right now it's my mustache cam.
Oh my god. You should be probably using that as your main.
I've been trying to figure it out, but if you'll notice, there's a border up around, a black border.
Not even
I can't figure out how to get it away. It's not that noticeable, but also every 15 minutes, the lens, because it's a DSLR, it's not just a digital. The lens will close, or the shutter will close, and then open up again. And my camera's got like the colored lines, like no signal for like 5 seconds. So, but I mean, the camera's nice quality. It's essentially
gorgeous.
4K. But I agree. The quality is definitely a lot better than that. So
yeah, with this other camera, it's like you get the wider angle and everything's there. It's just it's more washed out, I guess is it's like a lot of whitewash to the brightness of it. And I've been still messing with my lighting here because I still get a little too much.
Yeah, but I don't know. I like this camera. I just wish it was like cooperative, but it's just such an old DSLR that it's not really software wise there.
I mean, dude, it makes the stash look freaking epic.
Yeah, because like sometimes especially if I'm on a panel with like 6 other people, people don't even know that I have a stash sometimes. But I do. In fact, there's the camera. I'm looking at the wrong one. So people give you a lot of hate for your stash?
Yeah.
Like people at work? Or
No, not people at work. Actually, I got a couple of compliments at work. It's mostly the chat for sure. Yeah, they're like, "Hey, you got some ish on your face there, bud." I'm like, it's.
I forgot to give a sip for a second. Here's a sip for you. I need some Mrs. Obsession coffee. I still have to send you my address.
I got to type. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Well, if you keep up with your stash, if you let it grow out a little more, I'll send you some mustache wax.
Oh, it's
and even if you don't go for like the full curl, and you just get the little bit of curl right on the edges, even if it's thin, because mine's thin. My mustache is not thick; it's just extra long.
No, I can already tell, man. He's got the shape. It's gonna come in. It's gonna come in nicely.
Yeah, Mandalorian says to keep it.
See, back in the day,
not edgy, dainty.
Oh, jeez. Back in the day, I didn't have the stash. In fact, my wife didn't like me having a mustache. All I had was the goatee. No beard, nothing. A small goatee. And then when my son was almost born, I decided I want to have a beard for when my son is born, because when my father was when I was born, my father had a full beard. I was like, I want to have the full dad beard when I have my son.
Dad beard, have dad butt.
Yep. And then I did the same thing.
I'm on it.
Oh, I'm definitely on dad bod. It's that came in before the beard.
It was preemptive. You were just smart.
But then when my daughter was going to be born, I was like, I'm doing it again. I'm going to grow out the beard. And since she was a little baby, she would hold on to my beard. And she would fall asleep. And I'm like, I'm never shaving this off.
Timothy, you need to use that DSLR as your main cam. I don't know. It can't be a mustache cameo cam. Honestly.
So it's got to be the main.
Like a 1/16 inch border is not going to drive anybody away. Oh my God.
What do you think about the angle?
The angle's good too.
It's kind of fun.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's funky. It's fun. I like it.
It's definitely different from my normal coffee on Corbon, sit down, have a coffee, sit across from me kind of vibe. But maybe for live streams, like,
did you guys know that that's what he looks like? It's crazy. I just thought you were one of like the tall grays that Bob Lazaro always talks about. You know what I mean? Like one of those funky aliens that's just like super gray and
nice.
I don't know what that means. Here's a question though, X-Wing. How tall do you think I am? Because Matt Cave is way off on his guess.
I'd give you like probably like 5'11", 6 foot.
I look 6 foot.
That's what I said, man.
You know, I'm 5'7".
That's not bad.
No, but it's not 6 foot.
My brother is like 5'4".
My dad's 6'3". like 6'2.5". Yeah.
You interviewed the milkman yet?
What? Oh, I get it. No, my mom's 5'1". So
Oh, okay, that
yeah,
explains
and I stopped growing when I was 14. So
it. 100%.
it was like all in high school. People are like, "Oh, you're gonna grow until you're 25." No,
Wrong.
I never got an inch taller. I gained a good 70 pounds. I was a stick. In high
Yeah,
school.
we all reach a point where we stop growing up. We just start growing out.
Yeah.
I hit that
Matt
marker.
Cave shaves. He'll scare his daughter.
On a dime at 30, I hit that. It was like, it just started going.
Wait until you get closer to 40.
I was going to say, thank God I have like a very physical job. With the amount of beer that I drink, I'd probably be like 250 pounds.
Speaking of scaring daughters with shaving, Matt Cave, I asked my daughter the other night. No, I have a whole thing to say on that. I'll get to that in a second. But my daughter, I asked her, like, what do you think if I should shave my beard? Like what if I shaved this? And she got this like really confused, scared look on her face. I was like, no, I'll keep the mustache. Like, just what if I shaved the beard off just to try it? She said, Daddy, you know that's something you're not supposed to do. And I was like, okay. And she says, if you cut it off, I will call the police and the doctors will have to fix it. So don't do it.
Damn, she's been watching
Wow.
I know. I'm like, you're like not even 2.5. How are you talking like that? So I'm not shaving off my beard.
Yes. Wow.
Good.
On the subject of coffee stunting your growth, that is a misconception that coffee stunts your growth. It does not stunt your growth. What does stunt your growth is coffee before bed, because caffeine, especially in children, will prevent you from achieving REM sleep. And REM sleep is where you do your healing and growing and stuff. So if you drink coffee right before you go to bed, even if you sleep 8 hours, you're only getting 3 hours of rest. So that can stunt your growth, but coffee in general does not. What kind of TV is she watching? She watches Team Umizoomi. Like,
my daughter watches that.
She loves Umizoomi.
Yeah.
But they don't talk like that in there. Like,
look, these
I will
kids
call
come up
the
with
police.
all kinds of stuff. I don't know where my daughter and my son gets half the things they say, because I'm like, I watch a lot of the stuff with them that they watch, and I'm like, I never heard them ever say that. Like, although
X-Wing driving 80s Buick. I like Buicks. I got a thing for Buicks.
I drive a 2001 Ford F-150.
there you go.
Oh, hold up. I will be right back. You guys talk about something, and I got something to show you. X-Wing.
Oh,
Nice. What's up, Commander?
Oh, just living the dream. I've been on
living the dream.
I've been on stream since like a long time ago. I have so much. My brain is just still stuck on worried about Josh from Order 66. I'm still just worried about him. So that's where my brain's at. Right?
Did you say it was his mom?
Yeah, it was his mom.
You said 14 heart attacks?
14 heart attacks in a weekend.
How does that happen?
I have not the slightest clue, but she's headed in for another surgery on Tuesday. And they got to make 6K by Tuesday. So he's pulling out a bunch of stuff from his collection that he loves to sell personally to try to get there. And as a collector, that hurts my body deeply. That hurts my body. I mean, I get it, but I'd rather see the community,
come together. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
That's crazy.
I'll be praying for sure.
But
what I was going to show you. It might look like a key, but I am now running HVAC calls in my own van. So,
attaboy.
Yeah. So starting Monday, I will be all by myself. I'm no longer a learner. So,
hey, if you ever, I'll send you my phone number. after the stream. If you ever have any questions, hit me up because
Yeah.
that guys are plebes. You guys are kind of part of the lower part of the barrel. I'm a refrigeration tech, so I learned on HVAC.
Yeah.
Like now I'm just kind of,
Yeah, refrigeration's a whole nother game.
kind of.
It is a whole nother level.
Just text me. Just text
Definitely.
me. I got you.
Yeah. And the company I work for is great. I only have good things to say about them. The more experienced techs, especially the ones in refrigeration, like you can call them anytime during the day and they'll help you out with even like, hey, I'm only getting 20 volts to my gas valve. Like they'll help you out. They're good about
That's
that.
good. Yeah.
I wanted to share that with you because
That's awesome, man.
yeah.
No, that's super killer. I had one of those moments today. I was working on a Train Voyager unit, which is like it's got compressors that are about yay big around.
Oof.
And 6 of them in each unit, and they had 24 units on the roof. And I'm like, I remember when I was scared of like a residential condenser. I'm like, this thing freaks me out. Like a air conditioner. There's wires doing stuff, and I don't know. Everything is gross.
Yeah.
Everything is gross. So, yeah, dude, badass. Awesome.
Yeah, and I'm sure I'm gonna get there. So,
Go learn something.
Yeah,
That's what life's about.
That's good stuff, man.
So yeah,
I
anyway,
can't help
I'm
you with
happy
any of
about
that though. But if you ever have custom home theater questions, I'll help you all day.
I might, there may be a time before too long where I might be asking you about that.
Now, Matt Cave, if your furnace won't fire up, I can talk you through it.
I'll give you a call.
Got 2 guys.
I try to maintain it. I actually got to give it a good cleaning before the winter hits.
Hey boy. Now you're up north, right?
Yeah, I'm in New York.
You're in New York. Okay. All right. I lived in New York for a little bit. And then you're down in Tennessee, right?
Yes.
I'm thinking about moving to Kansas. I want to go to Kansas. I want to get away.
I've never been to Kansas, but Tennessee's nice. So
isn't Kansas close to I know nothing about your part of the country. Hey,
I know nothing about my part of the country.
I think that's probably close to something down there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's closer than here. Probably.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It has to be. It has to be.
I did study geometry for a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go.
For everyone watching and for X-Wing, I know you didn't catch it at the beginning of the stream. I was talking about the charity stream, which is on the 26th. The Mustaches on Mustafar charity stream. You both, Master Paul, 2 Star Wars nerds, anyone else basically in our community with a mustache is invited to join at some point. And we are raising money for a charity called Give an Hour. And they do mental health services for service members. So I wasn't a service member. I never served. I'm not a veteran. But the mental health aspect of it is something that is really important to me. And I feel is not that it's not talked about enough, but it's people don't have the right approach a lot of times. Unless you've been through stuff like that, it's hard to empathize with people the right way. So that's the charity I've chosen. It is through GoFundMe. So YouTube's not taking anything. I'm not handling the money at all. It's going directly to Give an Hour. So that will be on the 26th again. So Friday night, 26th. Mustaches on Mustafar charity stream. Hope to see you all there.
Yeah, man.
Be there, brother.
Yeah. Virginia? Is that Virginia?
Yep.
Yeah, because reasons. Employee flip thread the other day. Yeah, dude. That's right.
Let's go,
Congrats.
All right, my good friends. Unfortunately, I have to boot. It's 8:30. I have not fed the Sarlacc in the other room, and I can hear the tentacles starting to like wrap around the door towards the hallway towards me. Like,
Is that code for wife? Mrs. X-Wing is the Sarlacc?
Yes. Don't tell her that. Yeah.
Boy.
She doesn't know what the Sarlacc is, though.
Well, you better get ready to be digested over 1,000 years.
Get in trouble because she doesn't know what it is. Anyway, I got a boot scoot.
That's awesome. Thanks for stopping by.
Dude. Yeah, Timothy, thank you so much. I love coming on. I love talking to you. And obviously, Matt Cave, the homie.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, Again, every time you say it, dude, rising tide.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
You hit your 1,000. You got monetized. I'm sure I'll be there next. My goal is by the end of the year. I don't know how close I'm going to get to that. Matt Cave, you're going to be right behind me. Star Wars guys, VacTube. We're all going to get there.
Let's
especially if we keep
live streams. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, it could.
Yeah. Let's get you on, make some shorts.
Yes.
Get to 4,000 watch hours and then start making shorts. I'll do it. Okay. All right.
Or just get shorts to get subs. So
yeah, you can do that. But then none of them watch your live streams because they're just shorts.
That's true.
Yeah. It's a tricky balance. You got to make it. Got to make it the way. All right, guys.
Sweet.
I love y'all. May the force be with you.
All right. Feed that Sarlacc.
And also with you.
All right. Always a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. That's so awesome for him, man. I love hanging out with him, man.
Oh, we got Brandon, the anime guy. Welcome to Mustaches on Mustafar. Here's a sip for you. I can't say I've seen you around here before, but welcome. I hope you are enjoying your time here. And if you're a recent sub, then thank you. I really appreciate that. Let's talk a little bit before we get into the Boba Fett trailer stuff about anything, I guess, creatively that we're working on in the process. You mentioned some of the videos you're talking about in the series and stuff. Is there anything like changes to your method wise that you're working on right now?
I'm starting to go back. Oh, it's Gogo, dude.
I didn't even know. Welcome back.
Yeah, man. Wow, I was hearing the whole mess was happening again.
Was it really?
So yeah, he got taken down again for BS.
Oh, dude, I didn't even hear that.
It doesn't. I mean, this is what I'm hearing.
Got
just
blasted permanently.
rumblings.
Dang. Okay, hold up. Hold up. I gotta find. I can't. Hold up. If I can help at all. Okay. Everyone, if you're not subscribed to Brandon the Anime Guy, formerly known as Golgotha 13, I just put the link in the chat. So please give him your subscription if you haven't already, because he was on a roll. He was doing really good, and YouTube, I think, is being YouTube.
Yeah, they done.
So that's really unfortunate. But yeah, go ahead and give him your subscription if you haven't already. Again, a subscription costs you nothing. It's literally a button you push. Golgotha 13. Golgotha 13. I thought you were saying that so YouTube didn't pick up on your chat. Not listing your pronouns. Who knows anymore? But everyone in the chat, if you are not subscribed to the new channel, Brandon the Anime Guy, please do that. That would mean a lot to me and him as well.
Absolutely.
So do that. I have a new persona. Cool, dude. Hey, who knows? This could be killer for your channel and it could blow up. You know, you never know. So we'll get you back up there.
The force works in mysterious ways.
In my experience, there's no such thing as luck. So anyway, methods, anything you're changing. I'm obviously changing cameras and stuff, and I talked kind of about the making shorter videos and being okay with making shorter videos. Is there anything kind of like that you're going through?
Yeah, it's the same idea of going into shorter content, leaning more into doing some voiceover rather than being on camera for the most part. Like you'll see when you check out the Zelda one, I kind of went ham on the voiceover a little bit on purpose. Not too crazy, but just enough to be like, you know, just trying things out like that and trying to set a tone with some music, you know, some voiceover, some music. So the one I just did about the Star Wars arcade game, I just wanted to set the tone with the intro and let the music and the gameplay kind of feel reminiscent for anyone who grew up with it. Like, I just wanted to, like, kind of in a quick 5-minute video share what it felt like to play that game in an arcade. So that's what I'm kind of going for, is setting a tone to my videos rather than just share info.
Yeah, and I'm really interested in that. It sounds interesting because I never really experienced a whole lot of gaming pre PS2, because that's really when I started playing. 'Cause I had like I think it was a Nintendo 64. I don't even remember. It had like Donkey Kong Country on it or whatever, but I never really played it a whole lot. It was something that I turned on and like, oh, mom lets me play video games or whatever. But it wasn't anything I like tried to beat any games or progress in levels or earn things until PlayStation 2 with Jack and Daxter, Gran Turismo 4, I think it was, or 3. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 04. So PS2 was really when I started playing games, but anything before that, I didn't really get to live through at all. So hopefully I get to catch your vibe.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I'm going to play around with a few things with it, and try to have a few different playlist types on the channel. I'll still keep doing full playthroughs of stuff. We got Obi-Wan coming up. I'm putting out
I'm looking forward to the voice
Obi-Wan,
acting.
It's something else. Maybe I need that to be a trend on the channel. Just awkward voice acting in video games.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually a good series. Green Lantern. I played one Ratchet and Clank for like maybe 2 or 3 hours at my cousin's house, but I never owned any Ratchet and Clank. Jack and Daxter was more the game that I played.
Yeah.
In that genre of game. Yeah.
Jack and Daxter was a big series. That was Naughty Dog. They did Uncharted and all that stuff, and Last of Us.
Which I never played either of those.
Those
series.
Those are fantastic too.
No. What was I gonna say? Video series that I was thinking about. Obviously, I'm doing the pop-up book that I gotta finish. I still have like 5 pages on that to do. I've only done the first page. I've got yes, dude. I've got the original Star Wars book that I still have to do for the audiobook of that, the same one that that Coach went through. I still have to finish that because I only did like the first 2 chapters. So I got to get back to doing that. And then another little short series I was thinking about starting was, since everyone likes my Grand Admiral Thrawn voice, to just read the opening crawls of the 6 Star Wars movies in Thrawn's voice.
Dude.
I think it would be interesting.
Yes, please do that.
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I think it'd be cool. And those videos will only be like a minute and a half long each.
Yeah.
But
that's
yeah,
fantastic.
there's another stash.
Hey.
Saw, dude.
Yeah.
So what are we doing, Paul? You bringing it all the way out? What are we doing?
Honestly, this is all I need.
All right.
Nice. Well, you're gonna let it grow for the month, right?
We'll see what happens. If it gets too itchy, I'll trim it.
So let me share this with you guys. I got to get a little closer to the camera for this, right? So my beard is getting to the length where it's deciding to go in 2 different directions. So the way this is coming in, it's going to split in the middle. It's just going to start coming down like this.
Beard beads.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, I could decorate it. I can.
Yeah. I think I don't know, because I it's been so long since I had my beard that long. And there's a reason I didn't keep it that long. It just wasn't full enough on the sides. But I would just brush it back in toward the middle along with your oil.
Yeah, just to make, like, I don't have anything in it at the moment, but to bring it down and
but I know what you're thinking, because when you do it with your hand and you bring it like that, it causes it to move in different directions versus with the brush. And obviously you don't want to have a brush in your pocket all day and just keep brushing it.
Yeah, no,
That's a
too
pain.
much.
But I did notice some of those similar things where it would start to separate it into two, or like if I did it with my right hand, like it would start to curl like that. It's not easy having a beard that long.
Wow.
I will say having my mustache this long is a lot easier to take care of than when I had my beard long.
Well,
Just
something that you will get to see next month, because you just reminded me of it when you mentioned beard beads. See, my sister-in-law likes to make sure that I own just funny things, whether it's a strange t-shirt or whatever. Well, last Christmas, she supplied me with beard ornaments, and
Nice.
some of them light up.
Oh man, that's gonna be so hilarious to see.
Yeah, I will be streaming Christmas time with beard ornaments.
I can't wait to see it.
That's a nice mug.
Yes, it is. It's a very nice mug, dude. I love the fact that it's black and white on the back. I'm so glad you did that.
You like that. I debated on whether or not I should even do that. I was like, yeah, I want to do this. I want the monochrome
it's so
on the
cool.
back.
When I went to order it and I saw on the pictures, the previews, that it was black and white on the back, I was really excited, and it turned out awesome.
Nice.
So beard ornaments.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry, they're coming.
Yeah, you should do a chin stash. Oh,
there it is. That's what
it's
exactly
coming
what
back.
you're
It's
talking
coming
about.
back. It's coming back. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know if there's anything I could do about that. I don't know. Again, it's an old camera. I don't know.
So
we
I'm
got
curious,
Tron.
Matt. Hey Tron.
Here's a sip for you.
I'm curious, Matt. Are these generic beard ornaments, or are they Star Wars themed?
No, the generic. It just looks like you're decorating a Christmas tree.
Yeah, they're just
with
like the little
red
like
and
ball
green,
ornaments,
but they're
small.
like small. So then you clip them on and
Okay.
everything, and the lights. Oh, you know what we could do?
Nice.
I could just as I do streams in December, the closer we get to Christmas, just more and more.
Yeah.
ornaments.
Nice. And then Paul, if you missed earlier, the charity stream is on the 26th.
Okay.
The Mustaches on Mustafar charity streams on the 26th. It's going to give an hour, which does mental health help for service members. And we'll get into that. It'll be a nice, fun stream. And anyone with a mustache that is in our little circle is
Absolutely.
invited. And we will do it. We're going to do that thing.
Sounds good.
Yeah, man.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so we just been kind of talking about as content creators, some stuff that we've been working on, maybe some format changes, how we go about creating the content, maybe some upcoming stuff. Just like, is there anything you're working on that you want to share or elaborate on?
Yes, I've mentioned this a couple times on my channel and have started to implement it, but we are no longer limited to just Star Wars stuff. We are still Star Wars guys, and that takes priority. But whenever there's simply nothing to talk about with Star Wars, or at least nothing that we think would make a good video, there's other things. Like earlier today, me and my youngest brother Jonathan made a video on Super Mario 64, and in our opinion, the top 5 hardest stars to get from that game.
I'm gonna be watching that in a little bit.
And I don't know how Coach and Nick do it with like Star Wars live shows once a week, especially on like slow Star Wars months.
Yeah.
At least right now we have Book of Boba to talk about, but I feel like everyone's kind of talked the trailer to death, which we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
I want to get your guys' perspectives. I haven't really heard. I did not. Hold on.
Did you watch the trailer?
I did.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it? Yeah, man. If you want to get into it, man. Let's
get into it. Unless Paul has anything else that he wants to share.
No, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. I did write down some notes of some things that I wanted to talk about. What were your initial thoughts on the trailer?
I really liked it, and the thing that stuck out to me the most is that they did not show us anything plot-wise, and I loved that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I'll
hey,
go
real
into.
quick,
I'll quote. Go for it, man.
Brandon, the anime guy, I think he wants to get in here too.
Yes, I just sent him the link.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Sick.
I did Green Lantern.
I was
did.
watching a bunch. I got to watch the rest on the
Sorry,
replay,
man.
but I was
And
working at the same
a
time.
lot of times when people are streaming, whether it be you guys or anyone else or Tron or whatever, it's very rare that when you guys are streaming, I'm available to watch. So at the very least, I drop a like, maybe a comment or something. But a lot of times I'm not able to sit down for the whole streams. Sometimes I'm sure it's the same with everyone.
Right.
Oh, I sent it on Discord.
Oh, he doesn't have Discord installed at the moment.
I see.
I can send it to you, Brandon, on Twitter.
Yeah, because
There you
I
go.
don't twit.
Me neither.
No.
I barely do.
Main PC down. Yeah, I was having PC troubles earlier. So I'll tell you guys real quick before we get into the Boba Fett stuff a little deeper, what my computer was doing while I wasn't there earlier. So I was getting my daughter to bed, looking at the timer. Okay, 20 minutes until Animation Friday starts. Running around, getting her in bed. She's in bed. Okay, like 10 minutes until the show. Go to turn on my computer, and it like starts up and then does 4 beeps. The light turns red, and I hear like, and I was, oh great. And it just, I unplugged every USB, everything going to it, unplugged the power, plugged it back in, and it was just still doing the exact same thing. I don't know what it was. Called my dad because this is his old computer. We looked up for like service stuff, codes on this or whatever, and 4 beeps meant RAM wasn't working. So I was like, great. Did my RAM go out? That's not good. So I opened it up, took it out, cleaned everything, put it back together, and it turned on. But by that time, it was like 45 minutes later. My daughter got out of bed again, so I had to go deal with that. And then I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. And you guys had just ended the stream. So
I'm sorry about that.
but the computer is fine. It was probably just dirty connections.
Yeah,
for the memory.
it can be. Or if it took a jolt, the stick of RAM could have come loose, or
or just dirt getting in there. I got to clean in all the fans and stuff. I got to get in there and clean.
By the way, your impersonation of your computer's noise sounded like Chewie was like choking on something.
That's what it's. That's what it sounded like.
Chewie, is that you? Oh man.
Why does my computer sound like a Wookiee?
A lot of people don't realize this. Chewbacca had a mustache.
Yes, he did. We'll get him on the stream.
Yeah, Chewbacca's got a mustache.
Yeah, send him an invite.
Yeah, could you imagine that? My kids have that.
Yeah, he does.
Chewbacca
I just looked it up.
Mm-hmm. Sounded like dial-up. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, getting back to Boba Fett. And my initial thoughts were, this looks dope, and it doesn't look flashy, and it looks serious, which is what I wanted. Mm-hmm. And I've been, Matt Cave, you know this. I've been saying this a bunch of times. I want a dark, gritty, story-driven, real consequences, mafia type thriller, like just like serious story. Like make it serious.
Yep. I mean, to see that setting with them just at the table, that's the families. This is total mafia stuff. Those are the families getting together, and we're gonna talk business and what's going on. And I'll quote Darth Orlina from the other day. She said, "This trailer was underwhelming in the best way."
Yes, I did hear that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was like, it didn't give it, like you said, Paul, didn't give away the story. It was just this nice tease. It's like, let's just set the tone, and here's what we're doing. And look, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of exciting moments action stuff. But I think the main thing that we're going to get is a down and gritty underworld story. And that, I agree with you, Tim. That's exactly what I want to see too.
Yeah, because if you think about it, this is Hutt space.
Mhm.
The Hutts control this space. They're not just the leaders on an individual planet or two. They control the entire galaxy in that sector. They control that completely. They are the crime lords of that area. And now that Jabba is taken out, Boba is trying to unite all those factions for whoever knows what. We'll get that in the story. But that is really important with big implications for the larger world.
Yeah.
And that's
Yes.
another thing I wanted to ask you guys is what do you think the implications could be on the larger Star Wars story?
Well, first off, that question that you asked reminds me of another question Coach was asking last night when we were talking about this. He's asking, where's the rebellion in all of this? And I don't think we're really going to get much of that in this show. I think we're going to find out more about that in Mando and Ahsoka, and certainly whenever it comes out, Rangers of the New Republic. But as far as what significance this show will have, honestly, I really just see this focusing on Boba himself and his life. I don't see many, unless they bring back Mace Windu and have Boba kill him off. That's the closest thing that I can think of, and that's not even a guarantee.
Yeah, this is
I'm gonna have to disagree with you because I think it will focus on Boba, filling in his backstory, probably getting to know Boba now a little better, but I think that's only going to be half of it. The other half has to be the story, and that's I think going to be the main focus of the show is what is he doing to unite all these factions of crime, organized crime in the galaxy, and what everyone's saying it's Godfather type of. Although I've never seen the Godfather, it's just he is going to be the boss. We both just defended Matt Cave.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I got another mustache.
Hey,
man.
Welcome, sir.
Sorry, dude.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Good, man.
Doing well.
That's good. I'm turn off my camera. I don't want to hold my tablet.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah, we're getting into the Boba Fett trailer talk. I know everyone else has been talking about it, but I don't know. All right,
I haven't talked about it one bit. Then again, I haven't been active on most things for a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's.
Well, let us know when you start up your main channel again, because we will help you in any way we can.
Yes.
Yeah, I just got to be about it because you know who's if they ever put two and two together, I'm hosed completely again.
Did they give you any indication as to what it was that upset them?
Nope, not a thing. So
it could be a copyright issue with the character that you were based on.
I wouldn't think so because there's a bunch of other channels that have that. There's one that's got like 18,000 subs that's uses the character and has the character name along with what they do, like what I was doing. No, I just think someone had a anatomy part beef with me and wanted to stick it in places where they shouldn't. So, so yeah, I basically just got hosed, and I just have to deal with it. But you know what? After about a week's now worth of contemplation, I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
Well, I mean, it's unfortunate, but I mean,
yeah.
If YouTube has you on their blacklist, there's not a whole lot you can do about that.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that they won't tell me specifically.
Yeah,
right.
Or
I've heard tons of stories about stuff like that, and YouTube is not. I mean, if any of you guys know Louder with Crowder on YouTube at all, I mean, you guys know what they're doing to him. So
yeah, well, he has a high power, half Asian lawyer, and I think eventually they're going to
half Asian Kraken.
Win. Yeah,
I'm actually waiting for a mug to come in the mail. Been waiting for like 2.5 weeks now for one of them Louder with Crowder mugs.
Ooh.
I'll be really happy when that comes in because that is not a cheap mug,
I believe it.
but a fine
No, it's
addition
not.
to my collection.
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't talked much of anything, let alone anything Star Wars. I've ever since Echo Base moved to Thursdays and the other to Mondays, I just haven't had time, and
Yeah.
I have to rebuild everything. All of my subscriptions, all of my memberships, they're flushed down the crapper. I have zero access to any of them. So anybody that I had memberships with, my tenure with all of them has to start over, and I have to redo all of that. It's a royal pain. So all I'm going to say, keep your channel separate from a personal account and use your personal account to do the memberships. That way, if they ever get a stiffy for you and want to hose you on this, then at least you're not completely out of everything. So
Okay.
That's
that is the
probably
one thing
not a good
suggest.
idea. Or yeah, that probably is a good idea. What you're saying is to keep personal stuff, what you watch through, separate from what you create through.
Yes.
Okay.
And I should have.
So
I started that. That's why I have my current profile.
Yeah.
But as I said, if who's ever put 2 and 2s together, they're gonna. They'll eventually try to take care of it too. So.
Right. Well, you guys know. Well, some of you guys know. I have an alternate account that I have been known to join some comment sections as. So maybe I'll have to start watching stuff through that account.
A living
Took people
piece
a
of
little while.
A living piece of cutlery.
Yes,
dude. When that
what a sausage.
finally dawned on me, you have no idea. You broke my brain because I went back and looked at some old streams. I was like, no way.
Yeah, X-Wing and Moff Risman knew right off the bat. Right off the spoon, I should say.
Right off the spoon.
Did you tell them, or did they just figure it out?
No, they knew. Like very first, as soon as I created that account, they knew.
Wow,
dude! The first one of my streams that you and I talked on for the first time, you came in with both. I treated you like two different people.
I think I wanted you to have more than just me as a viewer, so I was like, hey, why not 2 of me?
Thank you.
Because
I was, you know what happened? Oh my god, it's all coming together now. I was like, oh wow, you both went and got Taco Bell? I thought you were two friends who were hanging out.
Yeah.
And just remember, guys, he would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids.
That's brilliant.
Well, speaking of meddling kids, I think Matt and I have the age bracket to technically call you that.
This is true.
True.
Just as a quick aside on the gaming side, I've had pretty close to everything from the Commodore 64 on up. That should tell you fairly close to my age bracket.
Yep.
Understood.
/:.
Yeah.
Boot.
Running everything off the tape backup drive. Oh, yeah.
You know what was actually good on that was its version of the Ghostbusters game, because you had the extra sequence where Stay Puft is like jumping around. You have to like run under him.
Oh, yes. The Commodore 64 was an incredible machine. But then again, all of those older, 8-bit processored computers of the era, they each had their own uniqueness and they were great.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking for my personal channel, I'm probably
understandable
just
enough over Disney Jedi.
Don't want to see any Jedi in Boba. Oh yeah. Okay, well, let's get back to the topic.
Yeah, let's talk on that, because there was 2 comments I wanted to touch on before we get too far away from it. Cobra says, I don't want to see any Jedi in the book of Boba Fett. I don't share your sentiment, but I don't blame you for having it. I think that's completely reasonable, and I personally wouldn't mind if we don't have any lightsabers or force powers at all in the show. I don't think that'd be a big problem.
Yeah, not with it being a quote unquote crime family cartel type of show. Last thing you want is some OP fool coming in and ruining your stuff.
Yeah, unless it's done very tastefully and very well at the end of the series, just the way that Darth Vader was. Because what I love about that hallway scene the most, even more than Darth Vader just completely going full force and wrecking just every it's such a good scene. But just even more than just him displaying his full power as Darth Vader, I love the fact that it made him seem so much more powerful than he even was, because we saw it from the perspective of the rebels. We didn't see any space wizards, any lightsabers, any mind control, any telekinetic powers. We didn't see any of that for the entire movie, other than Darth Vader's little force choke that he did on Krennic. And then when we get that, we get the idea of, oh, that's what a force user is to the average person. That's what a Sith Lord or a Jedi is to random citizens. And that was what was so powerful about it, is because there's nothing they could do. Their blasters were useless. All 30 of them or whatever was in the hallway was completely useless. So in the book of Boba Fett, if we do get a Jedi come up, I want it to be done like that. I don't want it to be shoehorned in like, oh, hey, there's so-and-so. Oh, Mace Windu's back. He's on the hunt for Boba Fett. Like, I want it to be a very special moment, and I think they could do it. But I don't blame you, Copa, for having that sentiment.
Yeah,
I agree with that, but I feel like if they do, there's only two Jedi that bring in, Luke or Mace. And personally, I think it's more likely that they bring Mace Windu in. And if they do, Mace has to die. That has to be the end of his story. And Boba Fett has to be the one that kills him.
Yes.
But wouldn't that be some sort of poetic justice?
Yeah, and it could be a beautiful scene the way they do it, because ultimately he is the guy that killed his father. So
all that I can think of now is, I am Inigo Montoya. You killed my father.
Prepare to die. I gotta rewatch that. I keep saying that. I gotta rewatch that.
I love that movie.
Yeah. That's my
That's
top
one
five.
movie. That's one movie that's extremely highly quotable. I've only watched it the whole way through one time. That's it.
Do it again.
Inconceivable.
I'd rather see him be. I'd rather see him be the Grand Nagus. I think he was perfect as the Grand Nagus, Sean Wallace or Wallace Shawn, or Wallace Shawn. Is his name.
What year did that movie come out?
Mid-'80s.
Was it?
Yeah, Meathead directed it, and it was either 80.
Okay.
I want to say 86. Hold on just a sec. Let me take a quick peek. Princess.
Because my parents always told me I was this close to be named Wesley.
87 is when it came out.
Prince
87.
Wesley.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I was almost named Wesley because of that.
It supposedly has a 98% tomato meter and a Metacritic score of 77. I believe the Rotten Tomato score a little more than the Metacritic one.
Yeah.
Because it's just a highly beloved film.
Yes, it is.
It really is.
And then there's the Men in Tights. We're men.
Yeah.
We're
We're men in tights. Tights.
Yeah. You want to talk about shows that can't be made anymore? Princess Bride's one of them. Men in Tights is the other. And this is Spinal Tap. You could not make any of those in this current day and age.
Oh, especially Spinal Tap. Oh my god.
I don't know what any of those are.
Oh,
this is Spinal Tap. Meathead directed that one.
Have you ever heard the phrase, this one goes to 11?
Oh, yeah, it's the mockumentary, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The 80s metal, 80s British metal mockumentary.
Yeah, I know of it. I've never seen it. Green Lantern says, I honestly hope it doesn't connect to anything, just its own thing. We're talking about Book of Boba Fett.
Boba Fett,
with my question earlier about larger world implications and what do you guys want to see? I wouldn't mind at all if it doesn't connect. I hope it does, because I like those connective tissues. But if it's completely its own show and it wraps itself in a neat little bow, maybe we even have a season 2 and then it wraps itself up and there's not really anything that it connects to, I would be okay with that. I just want it to be a really good story. And I've said this from the beginning. My first stream, I think it was my first live stream ever on this channel. I said, I'm okay if they make movies that don't feature anything that we've seen before, any characters, any tie-in, any story, any governments, or anything. Just as if it's set in the Star Wars universe and it's a good story, it can be anything.
Yeah,
it can be like a spy thriller and have nothing to do with anything that we know of in Star Wars. But if it's set in the galaxy and it has the feel of being in the same galaxy, I think that could work. So even if Book of Boba Fett doesn't feature anything that connects to anything else, I would be okay with it.
And
I
that's
agree.
where I
The
think,
idea that's
go ahead, guys.
that idea that you just shared, Timothy, of it being in the Star Wars universe, but all that it has in common with anything Star Wars, as long as it's a story, that is Star Wars visions right there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes,
we
and
see
which
how
is
well
why I
that
was
has
really
gone
happy
over.
with that. Yeah.
Yep,
Mhm.
that's what I was going to say. Was Vision sets kind of the archetype for it for a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's I see. I'm kind of torn. There's a part of me that's sick of Star Wars and sick of Disney in general and all that, and then there's the other side. It's like, oh, be nice, give it a chance. It might not suck. I want to go from the standpoint of it's going to be awesome as opposed to it might not suck. But
Mm-hmm.
it's that's kind of a tough pill to swallow right now, especially with all the stuff that I have been immersing myself in. I've been immersed in stuff that's just so good. It's hard to try and switch the gears right now.
Yeah.
But
And
we don't have to
I
wait
really want to be in a position with Star Wars and the content that they're putting out of where I have really high expectations and it meets those high expectations.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
I had the expectations for we're not going to talk about the sequels. Clone Wars season 7. I had medium expectations because I didn't ever see Clone Wars all the way through at that point. Still haven't. But I didn't really have high expectations. The end of season 7 just blew me away. So much higher than my expectations. Rogue One, I didn't have any expectations at all. I didn't know I was going to watch, and that surpassed them. The Bad Batch, I went into it thinking this is going to be really good, and I walked out of it thinking this is going to be really good. So I want to get to the point in Star Wars where I can expect really, really good and get really, really good.
Yeah, I think we're
Agreed.
there now because
I'm almost there. With Book of Boba Fett, I'm expecting it to be good.
Mhm.
I'm leaving a little bit of room to be really impressed.
No, because I think between Book of Boba Fett, the things we have coming down the pipeline, starting with Book of Boba Fett, are setting us up to have really strong Star Wars content. I mean, think of this lineup: we have Boba Fett, we've got Kenobi coming down the pipeline, we have Ahsoka, we might still get the New Republic one, which has a lot of potential.
Yes.
And
Andor, I'm excited for Andor.
And Andor, yes.
Bad Batch season 2.
Mm-hmm. See, Andor is another one that is going to lean. I feel like it's going to lean more towards the just set in the Star Wars universe and let's just talk new character stories.
Give us a spy movie.
Yeah, something. Think about how gritty Cassian Andor was
In the very beginning scene.
oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'll never climb out of here. My arm.
Yep. No,
He's going to be okay.
dude, that's what we need more of, man. Is
Exactly.
these down and dirty missions that he's on.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have to have any Jedi or anything. Just give us a good story in the Star Wars universe. And I'm hoping Book of Boba Fett gives us that. It looks like the story is going to be the main front and center. And another thing that I really, really appreciate about the trailer for it is it wasn't flashy.
Yeah.
There was a couple little action things with him slamming the thing down and the shields opening up. But other than that, it was mostly the story of Boba bringing everyone to the table and saying, like, please speak freely.
Yep.
Like that was the focus rather than like, yeah, come watch our show because we got like lots of flashy things and big space battles, which is what the sequel trailers were. It was all like
Yes.
all the ships and the space battles,
Yeah.
and I get that some people that's what Star Wars is, but I don't want that in this show, and I don't think we're gonna get that as the main focus of the show. I'm really happy about that. We got Susty
Right.
here.
Hey,
man.
what's up, man?
Hey there.
I'll tell you, one of my favorite moments in the entire Mandalorian series was that moment in the Imperial base where they just sat down in the cafeteria and had that talk
Oh yeah.
Really?
with that
Brilliant.
one. I
Mhm.
was on the edge of my seat that entire time. It reminded me so much of this great scene in Inglorious Bastards, the one with Brad Pitt and all them. It's just there's this
Mhm.
amazing scene where they're just sitting at the table, and it goes on for quite a bit. And it's
Is it the
just,
opening scene
was it the opening? Actually, I think it was the opening.
where he's talking with the farmer guy and they're like
Yes.
hiding under the house? Yeah.
Yep. And it's like the most intense thing yet. There's nothing going on except this.
Ooh, that's a bingo. Yes, I know
Dude.
exactly what you're talking about, though. It's
Mhm.
just like there's nothing really happening, but it's so tense. It's just drama done right.
Yeah.
But what they really want is order.
Mhm.
Here's to the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And then it happens.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Or
then the
another-
poor dude with the lunch tray.
Yeah.
Right. Another great example of a scene like that, the scene where I would say we officially meet the Joker in the Dark Knight. Not when we see him in the bank, but the one after where he basically crashes that one mob meeting and he comes in there like, and I thought my jokes were bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make this pencil disappear.
Ta-da! It's gone.
Right.
So we all do a Joker impression. This is great.
Yes.
You all know the difference between you and I. I know how to do things with a smile.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Swear to me.
Swear to me.
The Iceman cometh.
Oh, God.
Well, the next time I'm on here, I'll make sure to have my proper avatar. You know, the tablet,
Yeah.
unfortunately, can be kind of finicky.
Nah, it's all good.
Mhm.
Green Lantern had a question I forgot to get to earlier. He said, would you ever be interested in helping to make a fan short story? Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
You let me know. Especially if it's like a voiceover stuff. I'm not wearing hockey pads. It's so good. But yeah, if it's like voiceover stuff or whatever, like, yeah, let me know. I'm down.
But I am
I'm
wearing
more in agreement with Star
a
Wars or
jockstrap.
something. If Mace comes back, it will be in Kenobi. Mace will be Darkseid, and Kenobi will have to kill him to protect Luke. I see where you're going with that. I've always said if Mace comes back, he's going to be not fully committed to the dark side, but very heavily reliant on the dark side.
Mm.
I want him to be scorned by the dark side. I want him to feel like I trusted in the Jedi Order. I trusted in the light side of the Force. They held me back from my true potential, and look where that got me. Trusting the Force failed me. Sticking only to the light side of the Force failed me. All of this could have been prevented if I had accepted the power that I could have had in the dark side. And he has so much resentment and hatred for what he used to be that he is now almost all the way into the dark side, although not fully committed to it. So I don't think he's going to have Sith yellow eyes or anything, but that's the Mace Windu I want to see come back. What do you guys think of that?
Yeah. It's
I could see
something that it has to be handled so delicately because to bring Mace Windu back is gigantic.
Yes.
And it could be ruined like real easy. Like I trust Dave Filoni's writing. I trust Jon Favreau producing. I have a ton of trust in them in all of this. So I think if anyone was going to do it right, they would. I'm also on the side of the fence of if we never see him come back, I I'm okay.
I'd be okay.
Mhm.
I'm
I'd be
like,
okay.
you know, because I'd rather him not come back than have him come back and it be ruined.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the
You know?
thing. He
Yeah.
he died a most honorable death in a
Mhm.
most indignant way. But yeah,
Mhm.
if they do bring him back, he has to be as OP as it can get without attracting Vader's attention, or
Hmm.
do it in a time frame where Vader's no longer a problem. One of the
Right.
two.
Mhm.
But
What
even
if-
that, he'll be massively psychologically scarred and pissed off. And what they should do is they should allow him to go full Samuel Jackson. What the F, mother effers? I know it won't happen,
Maybe.
but I think that would be hilarious. There was talk of Quentin Tarantino doing a Star Trek film. Yeah, it wouldn't be Star Trek, but it'd still be hilarious. If for no other reason, it's Quentin Tarantino. Same deal if you turn somebody like Tarantino loose in Star Wars. It wouldn't be
Yeah.
Star Wars, but it'd be funny.
It'd be
That's
entertaining.
that's exactly how I felt when they announced a few years ago that the Game of Thrones people were doing a Star Wars trilogy. Do you guys remember that at all?
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
like that idea at all. I've never seen Game of Thrones, but what I know is in Game of Thrones, that doesn't belong in Star Wars.
Agreed.
So
Yeah.
I was not happy when they announced that, or there were rumors of that. And it doesn't seem like that's going to happen at this point, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah. And I'll say this, if they do indeed bring Mace Windu back, especially if they bring him back post Return of the Jedi, one huge hurdle that they're going to have to get over is, where was he during the original trilogy?
Yeah. That's why it
Mhm.
has to be handled so carefully, because if you don't have, honestly, at this point, if you don't have the perfect explanation, don't do it.
Well, that's also why it has to be taken care of in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
Mhm.
Because his story kind of does need to end before the original trilogy. Otherwise, where was he?
Yeah, we can't. Him showing up in Book of Boba Fett doesn't make any sense. I mean, unless they were to, hey, Green Lantern, what's up?
Green
Hey.
Lantern. Good evening to you, sir.
I think
guess I'll
we're
turn the
going to
camera off
get
for a second.
a bunch of flashbacks in Book of
Mhm.
Boba Fett, and I think we already saw one in the teaser trailer. I don't know if you guys were watching the other night on Daryl's channel. We were picking apart the trailer like frame by frame,
Mhm.
and
Started
there's
doing EFAP, huh?
yeah, we got pretty deep. We got sweaty into this one, and it was there were some things we found and saw in there, but there's one shot in particular of a Twi'lek, and we're all focused on the Twi'lek, and then who pointed it out? I'm trying to remember who oh, it was Dan the Man. Dan the Man goes, Obi-Wan Kenobi's in that shot. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I went back and
Wow.
watched it too, and yeah, that's pretty close.
Alec
But then
in his
again, it's like a split second blink and you'll miss it thing.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. In Boba Fett?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
the other
he's
thing,
dead.
well, no, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna get flashbacks.
Okay,
Right?
I got you.
So the
This is
reason,
not the Obi-Wan you're looking for.
yeah, this is Alec Guinness Obi-Wan,
Okay.
and what solidified it for me was not how much this dude walking by looked like Alec Guinness Obi-Wan. It was what the Twi'lek was wearing. She was wearing a headpiece that meant dark side, not apprentice. What was it? It was
Acolyte.
Acolyte, something like that. She's a dark side follower, right?
Mhm.
Sith Lord.
So the way I looked at it,
A Sith Lord.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lord.
The one we've been looking for.
Yeah, that was
I
a good
gotta-
Anakin right
I got to
there.
take off for the night.
Thank you.
So it was good to talk to you all and to and to shoot the S and work on. I'm working on my PC right now. I just threw 11 on it. And I'm actually kind of digging it. I know that's probably a sacrilege, but whatever.
Nice.
Nice. Cool. Well, keep
And
us updated on your whole return to YT.
Yes.
Well, as I said, it will be good. It will be glorious, and I am going to keep things a little more separated. So this one that I have now, I'm probably going to end up changing it to just my name, keep it as Milquetoast, and probably do gaming. I do want to do some gaming and have more or less this one be devoted to just chilling, and when I do play, stream it, and not giving a flying crap. But I will return. Oh yes, I will return, and we will
Awesome.
talk anime, and we will recommend, and we will be awesome.
And we will help you any way we can. You know that.
Yes.
I appreciate
And
it.
Brandon,
Thank you all so much.
and Brandon, I
Yes.
know you missed it this past stream, but you're always welcome on Tuesday Night Trek.
Yeah. What's the next round that we're talking?
The motion picture. In fact, on Pacific's Discord,
that's right.
We're doing a
Tomorrow.
watch party for it.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. I'll get Discord back up and going, and we'll go from there. It's been a little while since I've seen it. I have my DVD of it, but it would be nice to watch it again. And I really want to get the 4K of it.
Hey, speak of the devil.
Hey.
Hey-o!
And hey, Nerdporial's here too.
Hey,
What's up, dude? Oh, it's a Spock raid.
Spock raid. Okay,
Thank you,
good night,
Spock.
guys. Talk to you later.
I'm gonna finish my
Brandon.
coffee for the rest
Thanks,
of you guys.
Tim. Thanks,
See you,
Matt.
man.
Thanks all.
See you.
See ya.
Good night. Mr. Susty, where is your furry upper lip?
That is a good question. I swear I could probably
Oh, we got Black Dragon too.
I could put
Awesome.
this-
Thanks
Hey,
for
man.
stopping by, dude.
Nice.
I don't know if I have a furry upper lip. Maybe like
Don't you have like a filter for that or something?
yes, I absolutely do. Thank you very much for that. All of your horses.
And real quick,
Oh, is that the symbol you were talking about?
Yeah, and I'll show you a
Okay.
comparison. So check this out. You see this symbol here? This represents Dark Side Alliance.
Hmm.
And now, take a look at
Mhm.
her headpiece.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Hmm.
And in the
Interesting
trailer,
indeed.
right, it's not even here in the screenshot, but this person's blocking him. Obi-Wan's walking by right behind him.
Yep.
But that's what we were looking at the other night, and I was like, wow, that like the whole Obi-Wan thing, I was like, all right, that would be cool if we get the flashback. But then when I realized she had this Dark Side Alliance headpiece, I was like, this is a threat to Luke. That's why Obi-Wan's there. So there could be something that goes down. Now there's another theory that's saying that this is what's her name? Darth Talon before she gets all tattooed up.
But
I
wasn't
doubt
she
that.
red from
Yeah.
the beginning?
No, she those are all tattoos. She gets all
No,
tattooed
not
up.
the red. The
Yeah,
red
all of it.
skin is no.
The black and the red. Yeah.
No, the black is the tattoos. The red is the skin.
Oh, I thought
Just-
she just did a whole thing.
No, I don't.
I don't
No,
know.
I'm pretty sure red is the normal skin. That's the rarest Twi'lek skin color.
And the most beautiful.
Supposedly,
Yeah. Man, I just
according to
I-
Sith legend.
Jeez, good thing I stopped sharing my screen because when you Google images of her, it is not appropriate for streaming.
I would imagine not. Speaking of Jar Jar, something I wasn't able to join your Animation Friday earlier, but this Jar Jar in this episode is probably what people feel about Jar Jar in Phantom Menace.
What ruined
just-
it for me the most is the voice, because that is clearly not
The,
Ahmed
the
Best.
voice is so bad. It's not even close. It's like every sixth grader's bad impression of Jar Jar. It was just it was bad.
Like, I'm pretty sure every single one of us on this panel could do a better impression of Jar Jar than what that guy did.
Mhm.
Jeez.
Oh,
Mandalorian, I think you're thinking of that other Twi'lek Sith Lord from Star Wars: The Old Republic, from the cinematic trailer with the two brothers, because there is one that looks exactly like Talon in that trailer, the cinematic. That might be who you're thinking of.
Mm.
I don't know. Susty, how are you doing?
What's going on, man? How's it going?
All right, I appreciate your stash. That counts.
Thank
I'll
you.
count it.
Thank you.
I
I'm
will
here.
allow it.
It's real.
I mean, it's following along perfectly, so it's got to be real.
100% is real.
What do you think of my change in camera setup?
I think that it looks clearer. I do not like that it's lowered.
You don't like the angle. Okay. It's actually my backup cam right now. Let me switch back to, because this is my main cam,
Mm-hmm.
but the color is terrible. It just
Mm-hmm.
it looks really bad.
mm.
So I had that as a backup, but it's clearer. So I was using
Yeah.
that. I'm messing around. I don't even have a tripod. It's balancing on some golf balls right now.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it is a little low, but it's whatever. Did you see the Book of Boba Fett trailer?
No, I did
did not.
not. And I wasn't gonna watch your reaction to it until I watched it myself.
Okay. Well, why don't you watch it right now?
Yeah, I
we
was just
will
gonna
watch
say.
you watch it,
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
or
Let's
yeah,
all-
share
let-
your screen. We'll watch it again.
Yeah.
Are we
Yeah,
al-
let's
am I
all
allowed
watch it.
to-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You mean with like copyright stuff?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna get.
Didn't
whatever.
somebody already do it without pausing it every 30 seconds and they were okay? I thought I saw
Yes,
that.
Black Dragon. I'm trying to figure it out.
Michael and I watched it all the way through on ours in a pre-recorded video, and then went in and broke it down frame by frame, and it's still not showing anything copyright claimed.
Yeah, last I checked, I didn't get anything on my reaction, and I played the whole thing straight through.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like maybe
But I was
it's mainly a music thing. So if the music's not copyrighted,
Is there any music
you're
in this
fine.
trailer? I don't even remember.
It's a play on the dum gung dum gung dum gung dum gung gung. It's a play on that we got from the teaser from Mandalorian.
Okay.
It's the same theme but like slightly different. So
Hmm.
all right, let's watch it. Full screen that baby.
Love that spider droid.
From Lego Star
That's one
Wars.
of the Bomar monks.
I've heard otherwise. I know that you sit on the throne of your former employer.
Jabba ruled with fear. I intend to rule with respect.
So you notice the score is the same.
Under Jabba the Hutt.
I'm here
Just
to
a
make
play on it.
proposal that's mutually beneficial. Why speak of conflict when cooperation can make us all rich?
I saw it.
What
Yep.
prevents us all
I saw it
from
this
killing
time.
you and taking what we want?
If you had spoken such insolence to Jabba, he'd have fed you to his menagerie.
Please. Speak freely.
All right, what do you think?
Wow.
Justin?
Okay. Not only was that such a power move at the end to say "speak freely," you know, but did you
Yeah.
guys notice? I'm sure you guys did, but I just noticed that the people that were at the table with him were the same people that in the Clone Wars. If you guys remember with me, the last season, I'm pretty sure Sauvage and Maul, when they went and got their like, or it wasn't the last season. I'm sorry, when they went and like stole those people's
Wait a
warriors. Remember what I'm saying? On the lava planet. It wasn't
You're not talking about Hondo
What were my
Anaka's
words?
crew, are you?
No, it's not Hondo. It's
had
the alien-looking people.
They had Trandosians there. They had the Black Sun, and they had the ones with like the
Black
crazy
Sun.
mouth thing.
Black Sun.
Black
That's it
Sun.
right
Yeah.
there. Yep. I thought that was so sick. 'Cause this is the only time I've ever seen them out of like the 2 episodes they were in.
Yeah, and real quick, the young Yoda, welcome to Moustache's son Mustafar. Here's a sip for you. And I don't think I've seen you around here before, so if you're a new subscriber, welcome. If you're an old subscriber, then hi again. Sorry, but thanks for coming by. Nerdporial says, do you think they will attempt to incorporate Prince Zyzer from the Shadows of the Empire as Black Sun head? I'm not familiar with that dude.
I wonder if they could potentially do that timeline-wise. It could work, but that's definitely Black Sun representation. We have the Trandosians, we have the other, I forget that species name, but same as the one that goes up to Luke, and then the guy's like, well, he doesn't like you. But yeah, this is the meeting of the families.
Sentence on 12 systems.
I'll be careful.
I'm sorry, I'll try to be more careful. You'll be dead.
I'll be dead.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's oh man, this is gonna be sick with
Shizor. Okay, Shizor. What kind of Star Wars fan are you? And not as well versed as I should be, kind of fan. I just like episode 3. Yes, ST. Any other thoughts from the trailer?
I thought that was really, really cool shot when they went over the city. I thought that was really sick. So I'm really, really excited for more like just running around the city type of chase scenes and, you know, blaster fights and all of that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I think since he's taking over for Jabba, where Jabba used to rule, Jabba was a little bit more ruthless, but I'm pretty sure from what I saw in the trailer, Boba Fett's going to be able to show his power way more. Because that was like, I'm still freaking out over it. That was such a power move at the end.
Yeah.
To speak freely. Because he knows he could kill them whenever he wants. Like, so cool.
The one time you don't want to speak freely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
it's say what you're going to say. I dare you.
It's like I wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me at all if like he got the Rancor back and they just fed someone to the Rancor and he's like, no, speak freely.
Yeah. I really hope they do that on another note. That would be so sick to see that.
I'm like, oh, I'm good. Yeah.
I mean, they're all kind of seated right on top of that trap door.
Yeah, right.
It's gonna be like that scene in Austin Powers where all the chairs go back. It's just like they fall into the pit.
Say what again?
What?
This is a tasty burger. AFK for food. Sounds nice. So one thing, Susty, we noticed in the trailer that I was specifically noticing, it wasn't too flashy like we've seen for the sequel movies.
Right. It felt more like a Mandalorian kind of vibe.
Right, where you get the trailer as these space battles and lasers and flashy lightsabers.
Explosions,
check out our movie. It's got action.
Yeah.
This is
and why this appeals to our kind of audience. Because the other ones where they're trying to make millions and stuff off of these big movies, like that's why they put that in there for the younger kids. Oh, blasters and explosions, right? Like who doesn't like that when you're a 5-year-old?
Right.
But like these are for people who are actually interested in the backstory and keeping Star Wars as it's supposed to be.
Yep. People keep likening it to The Godfather, although I've never seen that franchise. But just dark, gritty, story-driven, mafia, noir. That's what we want. Sure, add some blasters in it. That's fun. We want the action, but give us the story of how Boba Fett is uniting the Hutt space now that is now his, the Fett space, I guess.
Yeah, like, oh man, like I was just thinking as you were saying that is something I was thinking is when you were talking about how there are a lot less explosions and all that kind of stuff. I'm losing my train of thought, but a lot less explosions, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would be totally fine if there was like one fight in the whole season and it was all just conversation or story or something like that. Because obviously, like the fighting scenes are really cool because they can always like bring new things into that. But everyone who's going to be watching this is interested in the story and what's happening and all of that kind of stuff. The conversations, all of that.
Yeah, and I mean that's it doesn't need any crazy fancy stuff. That's what we were talking earlier about Andor is, Cassian Andor from Rogue One.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
The Andor series, I'm really hoping that is like a spy movie. Because if you remember in the beginning of Rogue One, he straight up shot that dude in the back because he was going to be a liability for him. You remember that in the beginning of Rogue One? That his informant guy is like, I'll never get out of here, my arm. And he just shoots him in the back. Like that's gritty. That's real.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
I still remember seeing that for the first time, and I was like, wow. I think that's possibly the darkest thing I had ever seen in Star Wars up until that point. Like, okay.
Yeah. I remember going to see Rogue One in theaters, and that scene right off the bat, I was like, okay, Disney.
Yeah.
Okay. And then at the end of the movie, we're all like, okay, either everyone dies or they just kind of fade off into existence. But it's Disney. They're not going to kill everyone. And then as the credits were rolling, I was like, I'm impressed, Disney. You actually went ahead and did it. I didn't expect that from you.
I mean, that was the only ending that movie could have had. If they did anything else, it would have destroyed the whole movie.
I think it was great. It built upon how much of a sacrifice those rebels made just to get the plans out of there. And I think it was really potent. Nerdporial says, just build the universe. Lucasfilm has the opportunity, but they always make it small and boring, which is something that I feel that the Bad Batch did really, really well. World building, world expanding, different planets. How did the different planets react to the end of the war? The ones that were aligned with the CIS, the ones that were aligned with the Republic. How are they coping with the new Empire? That's the stuff I want to see. What's going on in the universe? Make it big, make it feel huge. And we really also got a taste of how crazy, powerful, and far-reaching the Empire is with the chain codes and the ship registrations. Just the Empire's getting its hands and its fingers everywhere.
Yep.
That's what I want to see. That's what I hope that Boba Fett delivers on. That's what we need more of, not casino planets.
Yeah. And that's why I think we're not going to see so much interference from like the Rebellion or the Republic or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, we're in the Outer Rim. And during the times of the Republic ignored the Outer Rim. Nothing came that way.
Well, think of this. How much interaction did we have with the New Republic in the Mandalorian series?
Maybe
like 4
episodes?
The prison barge, the crash landing on the snow planet with all the spiders. Cara Dune, when the guy comes and talks to her, like that's it. So we get the idea that it's taking place during that time where the New Republic is getting formed and now they're in control. But it wasn't so focused on that. We got to see what those planets were like for everyday people. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Well, the payoff was great, but the build-up could have been better. Yeah, Rogue One has its flaws. I'll admit that. Jyn Erso is not really the best main character. She's like a reactionary protagonist.
Agreed.
But again, the movie is just so good because of the story. The main story points that happen in it are just really solid. So, yeah, people complain about the prequels, but the prequels did it best when it comes to world building. I was hoping the sequels would have the world building in the prequel trilogy and the story of the original trilogy, and it could have, but they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a shame. Matt, Cave, when are we watching Force Awakens?
We got it soon. We've talked about it a lot, and
We say this like every night.
Yeah, to be honest, I am looking forward to it. I do want to rewatch it, especially that one because that's the one I enjoy. But
I've got a lot of fond memories from Force Awakens.
yeah.
It's the first movie I ever watched when I got it on Blu-ray. It's the first movie I ever watched 3 times in a row.
Mm-hmm. Something else I'll say, because I know we all have our opinions on the sequels, right? But something I would recommend doing, because I just did this the other night. Forget everything you know and feel about those movies, and just go back and rewatch the trailers. And that excitement comes back. It's like forget what you know, watch the trailers, and all of a sudden you just you sort of relive that moment of like before you knew.
Yeah, I'll try.
Even though it wasn't the greatest movie ever, it was a really cool moment to be in the theater and reacting to it with everyone else.
Yes.
And then you'd see someone pop up on
Agreed.
screen and everyone would scream. That was the coolest thing ever.
Yep.
Chewie.
Because that's what because I do got to head out of here, but I'll say before I head out when it comes to those movies and experiences like that. Episode 8. Hey, he's back.
Yeah.
Episode 8, as much as I despise the majority of that film, it gave me one of the best memories ever, because I went to that theater with my son and my father, and we were 3 generations together in the theater for a Star Wars movie.
That is the coolest thing.
Right? I'm like, that'll never happen again. This is it. And that's my memory of it. And that was my takeaway of The Last Jedi. I was like, I got to see a brand new Star Wars film 3 generations together in the theater.
That is so cool.
Awesome.
Really
Wait, Matt Cave, before you leave, I wanna get your opinion on this real quick.
Yeah.
Imagine and I'm sure you've thought about this before. I'm pretty sure everyone who's ever thought about anything in their life has thought about this before, right? But imagine a game with the same way that GTA is built by Rockstar or Red Dead Redemption, same kind of play style, open world, everything, but Star Wars. And I know everyone's always thought about this, but how cool would that be? You create your person, you can pick your role, what you want to do, go into any planet,
So what we have coming, and I hope it's even half as good as, because when I was younger, I played Star Wars Galaxies, which was open world. That I did, like, do whatever you want. But Ubisoft is developing an open world Star Wars game. We don't know what style they're going with. We don't know if it'll be GTA like or how open this is going to be, but they are making an open world game. And from what I understand, it has not been scrapped yet. So I think we're actually going to get it.
Wow. This is the first time I've heard of this.
Oh, dude. It was like the biggest hype when they announced that they basically brought back LucasArts, but not really. They just rebranded and said Lucasfilm Games.
Yeah.
Which I was like, why did you do that? Just bring back LucasArts, but whatever. Then they did this sizzle reel of different developers and what they have coming. I don't know if Ubisoft was part of that reel, but shortly after we got the announcement for them that that's what they're developing, an open world Star Wars game. Wow. And back before Knights of the Old Republic was even a thing, and then obviously Old Republic, the MMO currently, I played Star Wars Galaxies. It was set shortly after A New Hope. You're right in the middle of original trilogy territory. And if you wanted, you could just make clothing. And that was your job. And make credits and everything. Or you could be an entertainer. There were people who chose to be Twi'lek dancers, and they would be in the cantinas, and I'd run in there as some kind of a soldier, but I could get my stamina back and stuff and buffs and everything because I went to the cantina and hung out with some entertainers. Like,
That's so
this
cool.
Is this game still active?
No,
Is this game?
but fans brought it back. There are
Wait, which
servers
one are we
that
talking
are
about?
Star Wars Galaxies.
Oh, okay.
It's back sort of because fans brought it back, so it is alive again. You can play it. What happened was the game was so everything was do whatever you want to do, and then somewhere along the way, this was made by Sony Online Entertainment. They decided, we want to bring in every fan of games and whatever, so they revamped the entire game and made it too easy. Like, here was the thing. It was set original trilogy, right? It was the plot line, because there was a story that you could follow in many different ways, was shortly after A New Hope. So if you were to see a Jedi, buy a lotto ticket, because that was your lucky day. They were few and far between, because there was a whole thing you had to do to become even force sensitive, or to realize your character's force sensitive. And let me put it this way. There were tons of steps, and I was 2 steps away from getting to be force sensitive and actually go to a Jedi. And this was after years of playing the game. And then they cut off the game for like a week, and it came back a whole new thing, and you could just pick a Jedi at the start of the game.
That's so sad.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, right.
Honestly, I'd rather just do that. I understand your point of view, but I'm impatient. I'd rather just be a Jedi from the beginning.
Yeah, but the cool thing is that the way that it was originally, in the form that it was originally in, it didn't let everyone be a Jedi.
That's the thing. It made sense story-wise, because here's the thing.
To work for it.
They kept the story elements in there. So now there's Jedi running all over the place in between episode 4 and 5. Yes, sir. But that's it is back in a way. I would recommend finding videos of gameplay of this game. Obviously, it's not going to look as good as games now. But that was the first time that game showed me that crate dragons developed those pearls, which we got to see in a Mandalorian episode. And when that episode of Mandalorian happened, I was so excited, because I was like, the last time I saw anything like this was in Star Wars Galaxies, and I hunted and defeated a crate dragon.
That's sick.
Wow.
And then I used the pearl to put it into a lightsaber and use it as part of a crystal.
That's sick.
In KOTOR?
In Galaxies. KOTOR, you get to do a thing with the crate dragon.
Same thing. You can take the pearl and put it in your lightsaber after you kill it.
Yep. But before that even happened, Galaxies did it first. And then it was... dude, it was... Here's how open it was. If you got your pilot license in the game, you could get a big enough ship, and anyone you were friends with in the game could go hang out on your ship, and you guys can go fly around wherever you want to do. And
That's
just,
sick.
That could be the hub if you wanted. It's like, everybody meet up on this ship, and that's where we live.
Man, that sounds awesome. I'm happy and sad to say, like, obviously, like, I'm sad I wasn't able to be a part of that, because like I was a child at the time. But me and Tim, this guy, we grew up on the Lego games, and I know there's no one can ever say anything bad about those games. Until they added talking. Anyways,
They
Thank you.
Yep.
But
But
added talking.
but
To the newer Lego
grew up.
games, that they talk.
yeah,
Ah.
we grew up on those
They
games.
talk
though.
now?
They
Like, this
talk
guy-
now.
They talk now.
They talk now.
This guy was the guy I would be like, hey, I can do everything else. I can't beat the pod racing mission. And he would try to beat it for me. And we would eventually not be able to beat it because it was impossible at the time. But Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man,
those
those
are
Lego
such
games
good
are
games.
so good. They're so good. Oh man.
I still have everything too. I got my 360. I got my PS2. I got every single game still.
Nice.
Dude,
I
we
got
gotta
my
play some
PS2.
Lego online, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
And
said
by the way,
you could do
anyone that has never
PS2
played,
Ethernet, right?
Yeah. If you have the Slim, it'll hook up, and
Yeah, I
then if
do.
you had the Fat Boy, you
Mhm.
needed the adapter. But yeah, it
Oh,
goes
I got the Slim Boy.
But you have one too?
I got the Skinny Boy.
Oh, nice. Oh, we all got one then. Let's go.
I got my Slim sitting right there.
Mine's somewhere in my closet.
But it is doable.
Yeah, let's figure it out.
Yeah.
Was Lego online? Could you play Lego online or something
In
else?
the later games, but I don't think
I
for
don't
like
think
the
so.
ones that we grew up on.
Yeah.
The Saga one you can.
Yeah, the Saga was the first one. I remember doing that.
Yeah, I didn't have that one.
That's on Steam now, though. So. Play
I
And it's on
remember
the
Lego Star
iOS
Wars
store.
2. I had the book for the guide that showed you where all the mini kits were and everything.
Nice.
Mhm.
I would
That
also
was so
I would
fun.
also love a remade version with better graphics for The Force Unleashed. That would be so cool because that game is amazing. It's
Yeah.
so good, and I just rebought it like a couple
Mhm.
months ago. Played it for like a
Force
couple
Unleashed
hours.
3.
I mean, that could work too, but the story in the first one was so much better than the
Mhm.
second. But
Yeah, the second one was way too short.
yeah.
The expansion for Galaxies came out in 05 for the Revenge of the Sith content. They actually added a cool mission where you meet the ghost of Obi-Wan
Excuse me.
on Mustafar. It was sick.
Hmm.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, this picture. I had this picture waiting for me when I got home today.
What is it? I'm curious.
Let me see if I can solo myself.
Was that a peanut?
Yeah, it was a Peanut. Peanut drew this one. So I think she was drawing this because there's lots of green and there's purple, and she asked for her color specifically. So she had green, purple, red, and brown, and I think she was drawing that.
Wow.
So
I mean, that's probably
was-
better than I could do, to be fair.
And Susty, I didn't. You
I
were
like
here
it.
earlier when I told you. I asked her if I should shave my beard, and she looked at me like, and then like she was just horrified.
Like,
And I was
who
like,
would you be? Like,
yeah. And I was like, no, don't worry. I'm not shaving the mustache. I'm just like if I shave this off. And she said, Daddy, you know that's something you're not supposed to do. I was like, okay. And she says, if you cut it off, I will call the police and the hospital, and the doctors will have to fix it. So don't do it.
I don't think that's how. I mean, it's onto something. I mean,
That is so precious, though.
It's amazing. She's so funny.
I believe the
well, you can't cut
verse
it off
comes to
now.
mind. I believe
I
the
know.
verse comes to mind. Let no one despise you because of your youth, but be an example in truth. And
Yes.
There you
Yes,
go.
absolutely. She is like, she's 2. She's not even 2.5 yet. She's silly. She's so funny. Her favorite word right now is condensation. It's a big word, and she knows what it means too.
Nice.
But she didn't know what ice was the other day. I'm like, hey, Sophie, when you have water that gets really, really cold, what does it turn into? She said, condensation?
Nice.
No. Close, but yeah, she acts like a 4-year-old, and she has a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old cousin that she hangs out with. I think he's 4. But she acts just like them, and she talks just like them too. She doesn't have like baby talk or anything. And I think part of the reason is because even before she could talk or anything, I always talked to her like I'm talking to you just like a normal person.
Yep.
And even if she didn't understand what I was saying, she was picking up, you know, the cadence and how you speak, the different words, the different tones that you use. And so kids soak up everything. And so I figured even if she doesn't know what words I'm saying, she's going to get used to the pattern of how people say things. I think it's paid off because she's, as far as like the words and stuff and how she talks, she's way advanced. And people assume she's 4 because she's tall too. She's like 3 inches tall for her age. So people assume she's like 3 or 4, but yeah,
Awesome.
she's funny. That's me bragging on her. She's fun.
That's what you got to do, man. It's the way it is.
Isn't it like up until age 5 you can teach a kid 2 languages when they're that young?
Yeah, and she, I mean, I think my wife lets her watch Dora occasionally because she like said "hola" the other day. I was like, I didn't tell you that. But yeah, like they pick up stuff super easy. Like if I wanted to teach her a second language, and we're already starting her on her preschool stuff right now. Like she's mostly worked all the way through her preschool book already, which is pretty cool. And I'm pretty sure if we did push her, she would be one of those, you know, oh, graduated Harvard at 15 or whatever. I don't want to push her any more than she's, you know, she enjoys learning right now. I don't want to ruin that.
That's how it is my daughter. She loves school. She loves learning. She loves like all, like she does the same thing, watches Dora, and like, she counts to 15 in Spanish. I'm like, that's awesome.
I mean, I think that kind of principle goes for most people, us included, that we enjoy learning unless we have to, you know? That's how it is for me.
I love working on cars, except when I have to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, gentlemen. I gotta wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm wrapping up. We're almost at 2 hours. We'll hit the 2 hour mark and then we'll call it. But yeah, you guys take off.
I gotta bounce, man. I will catch you later. I appreciate the invite. There's a lot of great facial hair happening around here on this panel here, especially Sus T.
Yes.
I love what you're doing here.
Thank you.
I prefer the analog stash.
Yeah. Nice. All right,
Awesome.
guys. I'll catch you on the next one.
Oh, where's your sign out? Where's your sign out?
Oh, you're right.
Come
I
on.
gotta
Don't
do
forget
that. Yeah, we can't forget that, guys. All right. Even though I'm leaving, remember, keep retro gaming alive, because one day your games will be retro too. See ya.
Night.
Oh, that's so good. It's good.
It's really good. I'm the one who told him to keep that. Because it was just a throwaway line that he said at the end of one of his streams. I told him the next day, I'm like, hey, whatever you said last night, keep that.
Oh,
because it's good.
Speaking of, Master Paul, you said you have Canva Pro?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any way I could shoot that link to Matt Caves to you, and you could export it in 1080 for him?
And mine.
And his?
I can try. I don't know how.
Because I can give you like
figure it out.
Yeah, I can give you like the sharing and editing permissions and stuff, and it'll just send over to you, and then you can on your account like export it, because I can only go up to like 720, I think, because I have the free version.
Right. Yeah, I'll do my best.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, I love Friday nights because I can overload on coffee and sleep in.
I have to wake up tomorrow, so
and enjoy my coffee hangover in the morning. People don't think coffee hangover is a real thing, but it is.
It is.
I don't know why. Some people, I get it, like they like having too much to drink and then like feeling all nasty the next morning. I guess I don't know. I just like drinking a ton of coffee at night because it makes me feel fun. Where did your mustache go?
That's there. What do you mean?
And then the next
Crewmate,
morning,
there's
just
imposter
feeling.
among us.
Yeah. or is it Dave?
We need. I just thought of something, Tim. When we have our meetup in Nashville, we need to put you against Coach in a coffee drinking contest.
A coffee drinking contest?
Yes.
What does that entail? Is it like chugging it, or is it
So-
like rating it?
No, like shots of espresso. You know how people will compete against each other with shots of alcohol?
God.
That, but espresso.
Oh, dude,
Okay.
I would have you all beat. I want you to know that. I worked at Starbucks for over a year. I had like 8 shots a day. Well, you guys are gone.
Okay, Sus T, you might not know this. A couple months ago, I was at 12 or 1,300 milligrams caffeine a day.
Hmm.
It's a lot.
That is a lot.
You're only supposed to have
I
like
would still-
600 a day.
I would still have you beat. I built up too much
Okay.
of a tolerance. I had to get an extra shot like every
Alright.
week.
All right, let
So
me tell you all.
Paul, with this
So-
coffee competition between me and Coach, what are the rules? What is the goal? Who wins?
How many laps you can do?
Whoever
around the hotel?
wins, whoever, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We
I
plenty
guess
of time to
it's-
figure out the details. You got to make sure Coach is even in on this.
I guess it's whoever's
But
heart
we'll-
stops this like latest. I guess. I guess
If your heart stops, you lose
you lose. Yeah.
your life.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know.
I
With
got
Coach, when
my
he drinks
caffeine
coffee,
throw.
when Coach has too much coffee, he's all like, "Oh, whoa, what's gonna go next? Oh, you don't know what we're talking about. Oh, we're gonna bring Nick in, and I will tell you next. I play some disc golf today. Y'all didn't know that, but I played some disc golf today. Oh, what kind of coach you gonna?" But when I drink coffee, I don't know, it calms me down for the most part. I guess. I don't know.
Black Dragon. I don't think
Wow.
that's healthy. Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah. For the last 36
I
years.
don't think so, man.
I don't know.
Well, let me tell you all this. There was a period of
Whoever
time
doesn't blow up the
when
bathroom first. All right, that's the finish line. All right, we got our rules now. All
Oh
right,
my
game on.
gosh. Wow.
so
I know
check this
where
out.
it
There was a
depends.
period of time. There was a period of time in 2017, most of 2018, when I was working as a corrections officer. I was working nights, and I did not do well on night shift at all. So that was when I was taking in the most caffeine that I ever had. And not only would I go in with one of those big Ozark Mall with that Maxwell House Max coffee, 1.25 times caffeinated, and drink all of that. But I will also go in, even make this anymore, with 7-Eleven brand caffeine gum. And they advertise each piece of gum is worth half a cup of coffee. And I would routinely drink that full cup of stronger than normal coffee and do at least 3 to 4 pieces of gum. And there was one night that, for a reason, the day before I hadn't slept well, and so I pretty much drank that whole thing of coffee and almost chewed the entire pack of gum within 6 hours. I'm not kidding when I said that I almost felt like I had to go to the hospital.
That's how I was on my at my bachelor party. Sus, do you remember that? My bachelor party?
Ooh.
There's
Yeah,
a
the only-
video. There's a video
Yeah,
up on my
yeah.
YouTube channel of the bachelor party because we had so much energy drinks. Because we didn't have alcohol at my bachelor party, but we had so many energy drinks that I think we were up till like 5 or 6 in the morning, and like 3 of those hours I was trying a bottle flip challenge.
Oh no, you and Josh and me, we were all there.
Yeah, but okay, so there's a video. Let me actually see if I can
There's
find
no
it
way
real
you
quick.
can find that. There's no way.
It's on my
Is it-
channel.
it's the dab one, isn't it?
Yeah, with dabs every toss.
Yeah.
All right, where is this thing?
I feel so
Didn't
old
it-
remembering when bottle flips were a thing.
I feel like it got to a point that night where we were pelting each other with ping pong balls at one point.
Yes, we were.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was
Okay.
great. That's the best house to have a bachelor party, by the way.
Yes, it is a great house. Okay.
Whoa.
Come on.
Oh man, I'm giving you my daddy powder. The weight just throws it on flat.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's short-haired little me.
What is this witchcraft?
So that took like a good 3 hours. That was my bachelor party.
Yeah,
very-
disc
very
golfing and
different.
then that. Nope, that's
Yeah,
it.
it's very different than strippers on the hour every hour. So, Sci-Fi Nation,
Something
welcome
like a quote from
to the end of the
Sean.
stream. Yeah. Yeah, my best man. I was like, I don't know what you're planning for the bachelor party, whatever.
Oh
It
yeah,
was like,
strippers
on the hour every hour.
every hour. Yeah.
I was like, no, let's not do that. All right. Which guitar is that?
Sunrise.
Okay. I was gonna say it's not a Doug Wyatt custom guitar, is it?
I don't have
six
that
grand
kind
laying
of
around.
money. Not even close.
Yeah.
Nah,
well,
this
Oh, I got Father
I'd like to
Time.
get a Strat, but for now this suits me just fine.
Yeah. Appreciate it, dude.
All right. Well, on that note, I think
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
will
wrap
take
it
my
up.
leave. It was a pleasure being on here and talking with all you fine gentlemen. But I will catch you guys later.
Nice
Thank you.
mustache.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And for everyone that didn't hear in the beginning of the stream, my charity stream is going to be November 26th. The Mustaches on Mustafar charity stream. We will be donating to Give an Hour, which does mental health services for service members. And so if you want to be a part of that or donate or just stop by, or if you have a mustache be part of the show, it'll be quite a bit longer of a live stream that night. And we hope you'll come by and donate. And even if we donate, I don't know, $100 or whatever, it could save someone's life, literally. So that is what we'll be doing. Come back on the 26th for that. And I hope to see you guys all there. But 1975
Would you
Vox
like me to
Electric.
prepare some special music for it?
Sure. Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
We'll do a bunch of stuff. We can think of some fun stuff to do. But yeah, we'll make it fancy because I already got X-Wing, 2 Star Wars nerds, you, Matt Cave, Green Lantern. You're invited. Anyone with a mustache is invited. So
I'll try and bring along Michael.
Sweet. Anything else you guys would like to add before we close it out for the night?
I'll go ahead and take this opportunity to do my outro.
Yeah.
So, yeah, make sure you guys like and subscribe on this stream. Subscribe to Coffee on Korban if you have not already. And, of course, check out my channel, The Star Wars Guys, where we always close out every video by saying, the Force is family. See you guys later.
Pretty good, too.
That was really good.
Too. I don't have an outro, but yes, goodbye. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank
May
you.
the stash be with you. That's awesome.
Yeah. I might incorporate that into my closer. I might have to.
Should.
Green Lantern, you got anything to close out with?
Well, just did my first live stream last night, and if anyone wants to watch that, skip like the first 3 minutes or whatever. That was the first time I ever tried it, and apparently I made 2 streams because I started one in Streamlabs OBS and then one in StreamYard.
My first live stream was rough on this channel.
So, but yeah, I am looking to do that. Looking to do that Thursdays at 9:30, and yes, there is something I am looking for people to get that would like to be involved. Where I thought it would be cool to do mashups of just take like fun little 5-8 minutes, basically comedy routines of like take Fred Flintstone and Din Djarin and make them neighbors.
Well, that sounds interesting.
Yeah,
I'm down.
like stuff like that. But yeah, that's next week's show. It was this week. It was Nerdportal Lifeform and Padawannabe, and yeah, Strike. The guy
Sweet.
that's shout out, the biggest freaking shout out to Strike. He's the man. Because without him,
Strike's a cool dude.
yeah, we probably wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have had a stream.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, we're gonna be talking stop motion, the challenges and benefits of all that next week, and then possibly developing some stories live. We'll just see like how it goes and how much time we have. So yeah, and
Sweet.
my outro that I really like is you know what you know one of these days I gotta figure out how to end this thing.
I love it. That's awesome. Well, everyone, I appreciate you coming here. You've made it this far. I really appreciate your time. May your mustaches and beards sleep well with dreams of balms and combs. May the stash be with you always. And I will see you wherever I happen to see you in the galaxy.